Hey, what is up guys? Dishonorable XP here, and today we're going to be doing a review on Tom Clancy's The Division. Now, the first segment I want to do for this review is the story of The Division. So yeah, let's get right into that one. The story of Tom Clancy's The Division basically takes place in the city of New York. Now, during Black Friday weekend, a scientist makes a mutation of the smallpox virus and puts that, or distributes that, into money stacks that then get distributed to the stores during Black Friday weekend. And as that money gets exchanged, people start getting infected and spread the germs through subway stations, through touching things, etc., like that. And when that happens, people start getting sick. And basically, when all that happened, the city then goes into a complete train wreck. Riots break out, which then create the rioters. Well, that's what I call them. But they basically steal, maim, kill anything they see. Um, and yeah, that's basically the rioters. Rikers from Riker Prison escape, since it's an easy escape during all this pandemic that's happening. And they roam the streets as well, also killing and stealing whatever they could find. But a new group is made by the name of the Cleaners. The Cleaners basically have hazmat suits on, and they burn anything in their sight. They think that the infection is in everybody, basically. And they don't trust anyone, even though they're not infected. They will burn everybody. And they kill innocent people, which I think they're the most scariest out of all of them. And then the last is the LMB soldiers, which is the last man battalion sent into New York. And the leader is basically trying to take over New York. Basically, all these groups are trying to take over New York at the same time. Now, during all this, while the police and the military are taken over, and there's none of them left in New York, a squad called the Division gets awoken. They are basically sleeper agents awoken by the government to stop any pandemic that's happening and to do what is necessary to keep any city or any person alive. So what you do in the game is trying to take back the city of New York, and you have friends to help you do that. Now, just to note, you are part of the second wave of agents. The first wave, almost all of them died from trying to take back what is known as the Dark Zone. And what that is a big, huge red part of the map, which is the PvP area now. But I will get more into that later in the review. Basically, what happened to them, a lot of them died, but only some survived. And one of them is part of the main storyline who has gone rogue. And he is a very dangerous person. You don't ever meet him in the game, which is kind of disappointing. But I'm sure we'll get to meet him in like DLC, since 2 of them have come out already. So, that is basically the story of Tom Clancy's The Division. But the next segment I want to get into now is the characters. So yeah, let's get right into that one as well. The characters of Tom Clancy's The Division, to be honest, are not really that interesting in a way. The only one that I think is interesting is the main villain, which technically he is the main villain. He's the Division agent who went rogue from the first wave. I think his name was Aaron Keener, and if I have that correctly, he was a first wave Division agent who barely survived the Dark Zone outbreak that happened, and he felt that it was pointless, that the Division or the government didn't help him when he needed it, and he just saw that a lot of his brothers died trying to take a hold of just a small little thing that never really needed to be taken, and he thought it was a lost cause already, which it is now. And so he turned rogue on other agents and has just wreaked havoc on the city of New York. And he does work with the LMB, so that is also kind of interesting, since like you get to fight some of his agent buddies that have joined him in some pretty cool and interesting boss battles, since they have the same type of attributes that you do. They use skills that you have to try and defeat you, which I think is very interesting. But that's basically the only character that I kind of felt was interesting in a way and very mysterious, since you never see his face, but you hear his voice. But to get down the main characters, the first one that you meet is Fei Lao. Now she is type of the head of the second wave of the division now, since at the beginning of the game the general dies, and gets blown up basically. And once you get the game, you basically get a gist of that. And so she basically kind of talks in your ear most of the game when you're doing missions and stuff. But she never really finds anything interesting about her, except that she had a sister that you find out about only if you do the side mission. And I just didn't really care for her much. She does get injured in the game, but I mean, I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fine, you know. But she was probably the weakest character of them all in the game. But yeah, that's Fei Lao for you. And there's three other characters. The other one is Roy Benitez. Now, this guy is one of the three wings in your base of operations, which is basically your main hub. And I'll get more into that in the next segment. But basically, Roy Benitez takes control of the police section. I don't really know the actual section, but he was the chief of police before the outbreak started, and he still is. But you meet him during a story mission, and you have to help him out trying to get rid of the rioters who try to attack him and stuff. But he is interesting since he has a little bit of New York in him. You can hear it in his voice, and he really cares about the city. And he really just wants to see all the people that went against the city just to be brought down. And he's basically the person who tries to get rid of those, those factions in the game. And I thought he was a pretty cool New York person. Yeah, he just had the feel of New York in him. And he was more interesting than Fei Lao, in my opinion. And yeah, so that was Roy Benitez. The next one, I think, was Jessica Candle. Now, she takes care of the medical wing, which is part of the three, of course. But she takes hold of the medical wing, and what she does is she tries to create a vaccine or something that's close to a vaccine to the virus that has been brought upon you guys in the New York City. And basically, you do that by doing medical story missions. Each wing has their separate set of missions that you could do. And those were interesting, trying to find out how the virus came about. And you get like these audio logs and these really cool virus logs and stuff. And they give you like a gist of what happened before and stuff like that, and really great CGI work or animation work with those videos that you get, by the way. And she was okay. She wasn't the best character in the story, but she was better than Fei Lao in my opinion. And the next one, his name is Paul Rhodes. Now he takes care of the last and final, the tech wing. Basically, to me, he was better than all three of the characters, because he came from a dark past, but since he only says it in a sentence, it made me care a little bit, but not as much. But he was kind of like a charismatic, kind of asshole, in a way. Like he cared about the New York City. It's just there was just so much that he just thought everything wouldn't work out and stuff. But you have to pretty much um, get him to believe that there's still hope and stuff like that. And he was like the most interesting besides Roy Benitez and Aaron Keener. Like those are the three main characters that I really liked in the story. So those were the characters of the story. And yeah, the next segment we're going to be talking about the base of operations. Hey guys, what is up? Dishonorable XP here, and I just wanted to apologize, guys, for the, the time of this video and stuff, but I'm sorry to say I have to split this into two parts, because since I have a PS4, I use SHAREfactory to edit my videos, and since when you have SHAREfactory, you could, add, audio to your videos and stuff, but you would have to use your mic if you want to like add like songs that aren't part of SHAREfactory, or just something like that, or just talk in your own voice. But unfortunately, you can only have 10 of those audio parts in your video. So I already have 10 right now. This is the 10th one talking to you guys, and I'm very sorry that I have to split this into two parts. I really didn't want to, but I just wanted to say that so you guys get a heads up on what's happening. And I just wanted to say thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope you guys have a very, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And the second part of this video will be coming the day after Christmas, I promise, guys. I'm very sorry for the delay on my other videos as well, and I'm sorry I haven't been uploading as much. It's just been the holidays and stuff like that. So thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.